How do we answer a what if? What if this? What if this happens? What if that happens? What if this happens? We've got to be very careful about how we answer the what ifs, because every time you answer a what if, you will get another what if. In actual fact, if you want what ifs to continue for the rest of your life, try to answer them. So how do we avoid answering the what if, but still give people the answer that they want?
I want you to imagine on Saturday night, you decide you're going to go out and see a show called West Side Story. This is just a story I'm making up. Let's not get into this. Okay, here's the deal. You go out for dinner, you put on your best suit, your wife dresses up, you're going out to see West Side Story. You plan the whole week. Get down there, you're going to see West Side Story and it's booked out. But there's this other show next door that's not booked out. What do you do? What do you think most people will do?
Go and see it.
They'll go and see it. Why will they go and see that show next door, and why will they not turn around and go home?
They're ready to go.
Correct. They're all dressed up and ready to go. And if you understand that, then that's the magic of what I teach you that no one else teaches anybody. That's why some people teach this stuff, and some people make it come alive. If you understand that, then you'll understand this. I know that all these things that people say to you, but what about, what if, what if, what if, what if, what if, what if, what if? 5,000 what ifs. But I know they're smoke they're not real questions. If I answer those, I will be buried. And by the way, who's had the situation where you've answered a what if and then they come back with another what if? Then another what if. Then another, and eventually you're so deep in the hole of what ifs. Okay. Don't answer them. This is why we're all going to the show. This is what actually happens. All the what ifs are fear-based questions based on around the fact that I have no knowledge about this and I'm fearful to move forward. Is it fair enough that they're trying to get an answer to all these weird what ifs in order to eliminate the fear, will therefore allow them to move forward psychologically? Would that be agreed? Then there's two ways we either do it. You either answer all the what ifs, but then that will bury you in the soup so deep you'll never get out, because I'll always have another what if. Or you simply say, what you hear me say all the time, well, what would you like to see happen? They go blah, 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 and I'll say, let's just make sure that's in the paperwork. Let's make sure that's in the paperwork. Hey, let's just make sure something like that in the paperwork. Tim just said, you know what? This guy wants a guarantee of the 70,000. How do I know you're going to give me 30% now and 70% later? How do I know, what guarantee that I know you're going to pay, you're not going to go broke and sleep with my wife? You know what? I reckon if we see the solicitors, let's just make sure they put something in the paperwork. Okay, so now that everything that the guy could be possibly fearful about is going to be in the paperwork, which the solicitors put together in the golden document, do you think the man's mind is now put at ease because everything is going to be in the paperwork? Therefore, he can continue to move forward psychologically. Does that make sense? Because it's all going to be in the paperwork. Now, the weeks go by. In the meantime, whilst he's waiting for all the paperwork to be done, what do you reckon this guy's out doing? Spending his money, moving, buying furniture, looking at the new place, telling his friends about they've got the thing and everything's all sorted out, the police is down with all the paperwork, blah, blah, blah. You sold the house, this guy's going to give you some money now and some more money in 71 years. But it's all sorted, it's going in the paperwork, blah, blah, hey, whoosh. We move on. Life is good. Now, 4 weeks go by, 5 weeks go by. The guy's dressed up. He's gone down to the West Side Story. The lawyer comes out with the paperwork. Ladies and gentlemen, is the paperwork normally one piece of paper, or is it about this? So the lawyer comes out. Goes, here it is. Special document. What I need you to do is sign it here, sign it here, sign it here, and congratulations, there's your cheque. The guy will have to do one of two things. He'll either sign it there, there and there and get his check, or he'll go, wait! I brought with me paperwork from the kitchen 3 weeks ago with all my what if questions. And I'm going to go through each what if and look up the form to make sure that each what if is answered. What if the kitchen turns blue? Hang on, find out. In the section, there's a section on kitchens turning blue. What percentage of people do you think turn up at the lawyer's office with all the what if questions off the paperwork and go through this thing looking about the kitchen blue as compared to the people who just sign there, there, there and take the check? None. No one to this day has ever brought their what if questions to check. You see, they were never real questions. But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, not only does everything get worked out, 99.99% of the time, people don't even remember what the what ifs were. They weren't real questions. Have anybody ever seen my ad that I've told you about? This is a great marketing ad. To buy houses, I say I buy houses and pay $20,000 more. Have I told you about that one? Why do you think it is that I get all the calls? I did until you guys all copied me. Why is it I used to get all the calls and no one ever asked me about the $20,000 more? Why? You're right, but why? No, because what happens is, if you actually see how people do stuff, they get a piece of paper, right? And they go, oh, we'll call that ad. And they get the name and number right on this piece of paper. So then they're calling off this piece of paper, all these people. But they didn't write on this piece of paper about the $20,000 more. They just put me at the top of the list. You with me? Like, they don't actually carry around the Standard or the Times or newspaper. They carry around one little bit of paper. So I guess what I'm trying to tell you is, guys, don't try to answer all the what ifs. You can't. You never will. And it'll be looked after. Paperwork. We don't do it. These guys, the big guy, big end of town, they fix it all. All the what ifs are there. You can start, oh, they're going to get a solicitors, what if corner. But the thing is, that's it. Does that answer some of that stuff? You'll never, ever give the answers to people, especially when people don't know. You just go, well, what would you like to see happen? I want to see this happen. Well, let's just make sure that's in the paperwork. But just look that over the years. It sells a lot of houses, makes a lot of people happy. Everybody just wants that ability to move forward.